To be fair, in my quarter-final predictions, I got all 4 winners spot on. I said that Nigeria, Ivory Coast, South Africa and the Democratic Republic of Congo would advance to the semi-finals of the tournament, and that's exactly what's just happened. It really is getting down to business now. Whatever happens, all 4 of these nations will play 2 matches, whether that be a semi-final and the final, or the third place playoff as well. But what a great achievement for all these 4 countries who, one way or another, have found a way to get to the semi-finals of Afcon 2023. So regardless of the outcome, my full congratulations to these 4 countries. You'll see on the wall behind me, we have them all that left at this tournament. We have Congo over there, we've got Nigeria, South Africa and Cote d'Ivoire behind me, which you can't really see. It is there, I promise. So, who's going to win it? Well, let's look at these semi-finals first. They're both taking place on the same day. Why are you doing this, Caf? I need my breath back after the first one, let alone putting 2 on the same evening. And who knows, both could even go to extra time. But how is it going to pan out? Nigeria take on South Africa. I think that's what the semi-final was 20 odd years ago. Maybe even more. Was it the early 2000s? Nigeria and South Africa had a semi-final. I'm too young to remember. I wasn't too young to remember the quarter-final in Afcon 2019, where Nigeria left it late to beat South Africa by 2-1. And of course, Ivory Coast and DR Congo is a repeat of the semi-final from Afcon 2015. Of course, Cote d'Ivoire went on to win the Afcon. They beat Congo in the semi. They beat us, Algeria, in the quarter-final. It was 1-1 at one point with Sudani. We lost 3-1. The Wilfred Bonny game. You got to move to Man City off the back of it. And DR Congo will also be looking to avenge that defeat. Let's start off with Nigeria and South Africa. Now, Nigeria will come into this game as strong favourites, and I repeat, I still think there's going to be a big game for Victor Osimhen, where he's really going to turn up and decide a game, whether that's with 2 goals, 3 goals. Is it going to be this game? I'm still waiting. For me, it's a fantastic tournament, despite once again not getting on the score sheet, and once again in the quarter-final, another disallowed goal for the Napoli striker. Is this the game where he finally turns up? I'm not saying he hasn't turned up, he has, in terms of his off-the-ball work rate. Some of his passes have been brilliant, some of his runs that have dragged defenders away. But this might be the game where he's needed, because this South Africa backline have gone 4 games in a row without conceding a single goal. It's basically like playing the Mamelodi Sundowns defence and goalkeeper. So how do Nigeria break this team down? Well, listen, they've shut out Morocco, they've shut out Tunisia, shut out Cape Verde, and in one of the best goalkeepers, if not the best goalkeeper of the tournament, in Ronwen Williams, Victor Osimhen has to turn up in this game. For me, if Osimhen turns up, Nigeria will win 2-0. If he doesn't, and South Africa keep him quiet, I could see it going to extra time, because people are sleeping on this South Africa side. I think the only thing that seems to be costing South Africa is the fact that they're literally playing the same 11 players every game. In that heat, they're going to get tired, they're going to burn out. Is Hugo Bruce finally going to rotate that squad? We've seen Evidence Magopa once again not get on the score sheet. He is a big talking point of the South African fans. We'll see what Mr. Bruce does. But remember, he has won this trophy as a coach, and he knows exactly what it takes to win an Afcon. So I'm going to say Nigeria are going to win 2-0, decided by Victor Osimhen. But listen, you can't rule out the South Africans, and it's taking the African Player of the Year to essentially knock them out and break that defence down. That is no mean feat. And what about this? Ivory Coast and DR Congo. I predicted both of these teams to make the semis before the cup even started. Not many had DR Congo making it this far, but only one of them can make it to the final. How jammy, and it is jammy, have Ivory Coast been? The Senegal game, the late pen winning on pens. The Mali game scoring not once but twice in added time, winning with 9 men. But DR Congo, great story on the pitch. But what on earth is going on off the pitch? Terrible scenes in Congo as of late. There is a genocide going on there. So thoughts and prayers go out to the people of Congo. Free Congo. And this may well, whether it be for the right or the wrong reasons, this may well inspire DR Congo to shut the hosts up, because they're like a bad rash that won't go away, or a mosquito bite that keeps itching, that never seems to heal. That's what Cote d'Ivoire are at this tournament, because despite getting absolutely battered 4-0 by Equatorial Guinea, they find themselves in the semi-finals. In fact, both these teams only got 3 points in the group stage. One team is going to be in the final, having amassed 3 points in the group phase. Quite remarkable. Portugal did it, didn't they, when they won the Euros in 2016, coming third in the group. So, is Haller and Adingra finally going to start? Because once again, they've been difference makers. You see Adingra come off the bench and score. You see Haller hit the bar in extra time. Of course, he scored his pen against Senegal as well. If them two start, the problem for DR Congo is they haven't started a game yet. This is the one game you don't want them to start. They're an unknown quantity. The Akati suspended after taking his shirt off. Of course, Kusunu can't play in the back as well. Is Diamonde going to come back in? Is Willy Bolly going to come in? We'll have to wait and see. But I think this would be a very close game. I think this game will be decided on penalties. And I think the way that the jammy luck Ivory Coast have had, I think Ivory Coast will just about sneak it on pens. And of course, both these teams have already won a shootout. We're probably going to see the Ivory Coast Nigeria final, which once again, somehow it keeps happening. The final is a repeat of the group stage match, just like in 2019 when Algeria played Senegal in the group phase, in the second game actually as well, in the group phase and in the final as well. So I've got Nigeria and Ivory Coast for a blockbuster final. Of course, Ivory Coast get to play in Abidjan again. They haven't played there since they got battered 4-0 by Equatorial Guinea. So let me know your predictions in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time.